Hey guys, Demon here. This will be my video response and entry into SoCalPreppers 2000 subs appreciation giveaway contest. First of all, congratulations, SoCalPreppers. I watch tons of videos of yours. You deserve it, you do. You talk about a lot of stuff that should be eye-opening to some people, but we do appreciate you. Alright, so first of all, you asked how far should the Second Amendment go as far as protecting our right to bear arms. Should there be tanks allowed, missiles, stuff like that. I say no on the missiles and high explosive stuff. I think there would be too many accidents, too many people, offing other people. We have enough murder and stuff in this country as it is. If it were free-for-all with that, I think it would just be that much easier to cause that much more destruction. So I say no on the explosives and missiles. As far as how far should it go, I think we should be able to buy suppressors without tax stamps and 3-month waits. I think we should be able to own automatic weapons without the risk of search and seizure. I just, an AK-47 with a 30-round mag is just as liable to kill somebody as a suppressed fully automatic AK-47 or anything, whatever. Even big machine guns, I think they should be allowed with some regulation. Not as much as there is now for getting fully automatic weapons, but I think there should be some sort of regulation. And suppressors, that $200 tax stamp and the 3-month wait, that pisses me off, because what the hell does a suppressor do to people? It saves people's ears at the range. And I guess maybe I don't understand it, but I think that should be allowed. I think the fully automatic weapons should be allowed. Like I say, it's not it's not gonna save anybody having no suppressors and no automatic weapons. There's still gonna be people that kill people. Just like think about Australia and stuff. They can only buy a certain kind of gun, certain amount of guns, and they have to go through all kinds of paperwork and crap. Well, I have a friend in Australia that actually said that he has seen numerous murders himself in the town where he lives, with knives and with illegal guns, just like it is here in the States. If you start banning weapons, the only ones that are gonna be hurt by it is the law-abiding citizens. But we've all heard this before. But I think that I just think that there should be less regulation on what we do have now. I don't think we should be able to buy tanks, missiles, high explosives, that sort of thing. Second question you asked was about solar and wind energy. I don't know much about wind energy, but I've been collecting solar panels. I'm trying to build an array for cheap or free. I collect them wherever I can get them, fix them up, build them together. But I think it's a good deal. When I was a teenager, I was 16. I had an old generator that gas-powered generator. The engine blew up in, and I took the generator part off of it, welded a sprocket onto the shaft. Well, I had to weld a shaft in it, but anyways, I made it so I could run it off of, I had an old dirt bike engine I could run it off of that. Well, that dirt bike engine was wore out, you know, it was a piece of junk anyways. So I took that apart, and where I was living at the time, we had a creek running through the property. So I built up a dam and built a water wheel system with pulleys and sprockets to run that generator. And I think if people have a source of running water that's running all year, or you know, running most of the year, whatever, I think that's an option for alternative energy, because I think the whole system, besides the cost of the generator, which was blown up anyways, it was ruined to begin with, but I think the whole system, with what I had to buy, you know, some bearing blocks and stuff like that, I think it only cost me about 80 or 90 bucks. And you know, that was, I built a bridge across the creek that I built the dam on, and I used power tools running from my hydroelectric dam, I guess you could call it, but I ran power tools all day off of that thing, and you know, it seemed to work good. But so there's definitely a place for it. It's hard for people in apartments, you know, to do that, to get that sort of thing. But I think it'd be a good deal if people could do it. But I think there's, you know, a money issue with some people, like me. You know, I'm trying to collect solar panels for free or cheap, which is hard to do. You know, they're not free or cheap usually. So I'm just slowly collecting, and hopefully I'll be able to set up my array and be able to, you know, at least cut my power bill down. It's outrageous anymore. And the third question you asked was about, if you were elected president, what would you do to help the economy, help the borders, that sort of thing. I think I would, you know, and I've studied this the last few years. Before I didn't care, you know, just too young to care or whatever, but the last few years I've been looking into it and seeing why this country's going downhill so fast. And the main thing that has the problem, or causing the problem here, is greed. Plain and simple greed. You know, we got our government that's making 6 or 7 figure incomes, annual incomes, and for what? To sit on their asses and make rules? You know, I'd do that for $50,000 a year. Hire me, I'll make some rules for $50,000 a year. But you know, I think that the government itself spends too much money on themselves to be efficient enough to take care of the country. I think I would offer incentives to business owners that hire legal citizens, legal Americans. That would also help, you know, our border issue. I've heard a lot of people say build a bigger wall. Well, they're going to build bigger ladders. You know, they'll always get across some way or another. And I think City Survivalist is the one that said something about making it a law that if you cross, you get shot. That's the penalty. That in itself wouldn't stop all of the people, but it would stop a lot of people. You know, you risk, you know, you're not going to just get deported so you can try again next week. You're not going to get a 20-year ban that you're going to not follow. You're going to come back next week, you know, whatever. But I think that, and having Americans hire only Americans, that's going to keep, you know, people from wanting to come in illegally. And then that's also going to help the economy, because they're not sending it home. They're not sending, you know, the illegals aren't sending it home to their families. The legal Americans are spending it here in our country. And I just think that, that would help two issues, you know, the economy for one, and our borders, keeping unwanteds out. I think I would pull all the troops from all over the world, get them here, and then get them, you know, that incentive to hire Americans, hire our soldiers. You know, we wouldn't need such a large force in force right now if our boys were home and we were staying out of the country's business. You know, I saw a Ron Paul commercial about Chinese troops in Texas or something like that, and it was pretty shocking. You know, I mean, like, I was ready to go fight the fight in Texas, get these people out of our country. If you think about it, that's the way it is everywhere we're at. We're there unwanted, and you know, they're going to continue killing our troops, and they don't want us there. That's just the way it is. But I would do that. I'd take some of the armed forces that we have overseas and use them to enforce that law about our borders. You cross our borders, you get shot. Plain and simple. Now we have the manpower to do that. You know, we have the manpower to enforce our borders because we don't have troops all over the country. But I think that would help. You know, and of course there's going to be times and need for going somewhere, you know, but I think that the American, I've heard it numerous times from people that don't live here, the American way is to police the world. Well, it's not our job, you know. That's our government that volunteered for that. We didn't, you know, be elected the policing of the world or whatever. But anyways, that's what I got to say about if I were to be elected president. Wanted to say thanks again for all your videos, all your stuff. We really appreciate it. Congrats on the subscribers. That's pretty awesome, and you deserve it. So, but everybody have a good day.